not expecting that at all.
Life happens.
Right.
And we're not in control. It's never about the addiction. It's about we have lost connection.
If I just have these great jobs, if I have all this money, then I'll be happy.
They're not living their lives how I think they should.
How may I serve? Or another way to say that is, what's up? You know, I love you.
One topic, or the topic I want to talk about with this conscious conversation is, so I'll back up a little bit. Within my age, I'm 21 years old, and within that age group, really any age group, but especially like, you know, when you're coming into adulthood and just, you know, that phase of your life, I find that a lot of people have the thought or say out loud, like, I just really want people to like me. You know, I really want to feel accepted by people. You know, like, does this girl like me or does this boy like me? Like, you know, and they really put their self-worth on whether this person likes them or not. You know, and they see it as a reflection of that. And what I want to say to that is, the real question is, do you like yourself? Because, I mean, a lot of times you talk about just, you know, some people come to you and say, okay, well, if this person changed, then my life would be better. Or if this person thought different thoughts, you know, then I would be able to accept myself more because they would be kinder to me, and, you know, and you express that as people looking externally. And so, what do you have to say about just people, like, I really want this person to like me?
Thank you so much. I love this exploration because often we do want someone else to like us, and often we are not willing to take personal responsibility to really loving, valuing, and accepting ourselves. So I want this boy to love, value, and accept me, or I want, you know, my mom, my dad, this partner, this friend to love, value, and accept me. And yet we aren't taught the importance of really loving, valuing, and accepting ourselves. And it's a deal breaker. It's life altering if we can really shift the internal consciousness regarding the importance of knowing world peace is an inside job, and that if I don't love, value, and accept myself, then it doesn't matter if you love, value, and accept me. It's never going to be enough. Because if I am looking to you for my approval, if I'm looking for you to source me, no one else can source us. You know, as children, yeah, we love, you know, and deserve to be loved 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks in a year. But I don't know of anybody who got that, not even my own kids. Yeah, sorry about that. Humanity, you know, deals what's there to be dealt. But really, when we move behind it and go underneath it and look at a new possibility of, oh, in truth, I am love, and it's my responsibility to really deal with any of my conclusions that I'm not enough, that I am less than, and to be able to expand our hearts into loving and valuing and respecting ourselves. There was a client who really I was able to support. They were with their partner. It was a phone session, and here they are hanging out on their sofa in a different state, but working with me over the phone. And I invited them to really be with each other and to look into each other's eyes. And then all of a sudden I invited the one partner to go ahead and turn her back on the gentleman. And when she turned her back on the gentleman, his heart just closed down. And he said, yes, yes, this is what I so often feel. in our relationship. And so it's recognizing that in truth, she didn't stop loving him, but his perception was, I'm no longer in the spotlight. I no longer am receiving you to source me. And so by being able to move into the core of the causal body, that the thought is, I'm not enough or I'm not lovable, and to be able to shift the consciousness around that is so important. And I'm going to move into it at another layer of explaining it. Often, and this certainly was the case for me, I was dancing in an empty ballroom looking for other people to approve of me. And what I mean by that is I wasn't emotionally available. If somebody really loved me, their thought wasn't in alignment with my thought about myself. So I could never take that love in fully. I would just fight it and push it away. Because if they loved me and I didn't love myself, then I would just push that away because, oh, they aren't worthy. They're not very smart. They're not worth anything if they love me. And I would discount the love that was being offered to me because it wasn't in alignment with me. So through doing my work to love, value, and appreciate myself, then all of a sudden, whether or not somebody was loving me, I could see it in truth. But I didn't need anyone else to love me. It might happen organically. Maybe somebody will love me and that's great. And maybe they don't. And that's more than okay too. Because in truth, anyone else's response to me has nothing to do with me. It's their own experience of their relationship to life. And yes, it is beautiful and it is so awesome to be loved by others, but it doesn't define me in truth. It never has. So doing our own work is really important about that, and it's recognizing that relationship that I've been pining over. It's often just a distraction that keeps me looking and fishing for a source that's external, and it will never source me. It will never be good enough, and there's just a whole lot of drama that goes with that. And go ahead, play out the drama as long as you'd like, and it's not good, it's not bad, it just is an experience. But when it comes right down to it, it's not substantial and it's not life-offering. And eventually, honestly, it gets old, and once we can come to the causal body, can I love myself and take personal responsibility for releasing any blocks to that, man, is that a game changer. You think?
Well, one of the things I found too is as I keep practicing, loving myself and being kind to myself, some of the remarks and comments that people say towards me, I don't find them as hurtful anymore because I can just see it as it's a projection of their own woundedness and their own insecure thoughts about themselves.
Love of self is where it's at.
Yeah.
And it's so foreign. It's not what we're taught. Often we're taught to look without instead of looking within. And it's a disconnect. And so the more we align with a new possibility, you can read all the self-help books you want, you can do all of that, but shifting the inner consciousness is what helps us to transcend and to move into a new experience of our relationship with life. And it's so powerful.
And yes, those self-help books, not to make those wrong.
Not at all.
Honestly, that could be a beautiful part of your journey. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Dipping your toe in, and it's not about making it wrong at all. It's just there's more to it. There's more goodies you can get out of actually shifting the thoughts and just never in the beliefs.
And sometimes the reading can introduce a new thought to you that supports the transcending the consciousness. So it's really about the application. Can I love myself? I once was at the Great Ape Trust, and there were bonobos, and there was a bonobo named Kanzi. And Kanzi knew how to talk on the computer. And so Kanzi and I were having this beautiful communication between the two of us. The depth of his presence within his eyes, it was just so powerful and so loving. And so then he turned around and he hopped up to his keyboard and he wrote, "I like Kanzi. Do you like Kanzi?"
That's awesome that the bonobo knew.
I know.
You know, like,
it was like great.
yeah. Like, of course I'm fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? I understand.
Of course I love myself. Like,
yeah.
why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
You know?